we go. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jordan. I don't have a name for this yet. I will tell you this. I'm inspired by a series called Cracking the Cryptic that I saw on YouTube, where it's a couple of puzzle solvers go through and solve daily Sudoku and other word and numerical puzzles. And watching it, I said, wow, I love this. And I realized how much of a similarity there was between how people are attacking these number puzzles and how I attack my scripts. Finding the proof, finding the logic, finding the conspiracy theory that goes behind this that allows them to prove, this is what's going on. And I was inspired, and this is my first ever one. So I'm going to tackle a script right now in real time, and a couple of things to put on the docket for today. One, I do not own the rights to this script. I actually just downloaded something from our database. I've never seen this before. I've never read it before. I actually don't know what it's from. So I do not own the rights to this. This is a script that is from a writer that has already gone through and has. And so if we can find out more details about it, but that'll be one thing. I want to go into this without knowing any details. Secondly, of course, because of that, I don't know if there's any sensitive content or any strong language or any other extenuating circumstances within the script that might not be approachable for all audiences. So once I've gone through and played with it, then I'll make sure to update that in the notes so that you know before clicking on this video if this is a safe script for your ears and eyes. And lastly this is all an experiment. I don't know what's going to happen right now. I'm going to open this up. If and when this turns into something special, then we will go through and say, okay, now it's got a name and now it's got a series or whatever. But right now, this is me. Quite frankly, I've been feeling a little overwhelmed lately. So this is me saying, I've got a free hour. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to play with this script. One other thing to note, I guess what's my goal? My goal is to go through and my goal is to find two different solutions to this script. I don't know if I'm going to find that or not. I have no idea. But my goal is to find at least one that is that I could take this script now and put it on my feet and say, that is the path that I am going down, using whatever information I have in front of me. So, with all that said, let's go for it. This is all I know. Here we go. Reaper, the devil. Okay, so we know it's from Reaper. Let's go through and just read this thing real fast. Okay, so Sam Devil, we've got some stuff that's been crossed out. Exterior firehouse, broad daylight. Oh, let me get myself ready to take some notes if I need to. First of all, I don't really write on my script, but this is so that I can make notations and things should I want to. All right, exterior firehouse, broad daylight. To Sam's utter confusion, he and the devil are now standing in front of a fire station and it's daytime. The devil holds his plate of chicken fried steak. Sam is briefly dizzy. Where are we? Seat of all that is good and pretty in suburbia, also known as Escondido, about 10 miles away from your house. There's your fugitive. Sam's point of view of a shirtless, muscled, tanned, and incredibly gorgeous fireman washing a fire truck. It's like a calendar spread. The devil broke out of hell after doing 50 years. Want to guess why he was damned? Not really. Get this. Arson. In life is a big-time pyro. Hello, ironic. Hello, ironic. Got it. Okay. So he's a good guy now, shakes his head, even worse than before. He's still an arsonist, but now he can see the results of his work up close. It's pretty ingenious, I'll give him that. Then why do you want to take him back to hell? If he's being evil, isn't that what you want? The truth is, I'm a very misunderstood guy. I don't advocate these huge, showy, evil acts. People blowing up buildings or killing 25 prostitutes, while I can appreciate the sentiment, is actually bad for me. It scares people, and when they're scared, they tend to seek out God or Buddha or Vishnu or whoever. My job is to get people to embrace me. Guys like this make me look bad. The fireman arches his back and sprays water from the hose all over himself. The devil shakes his head. Look at this tool. Could he have chosen a more obvious human form? He doesn't look like that. He does now. When he was alive, huge dork, 90-pound weakling. But once you're dead, your earthly appearance dies with you. Interesting. The fireman goes inside and the devil and Sam walk. There it is, your first assignment. You want me to kill a fireman. What is this obsession with murder? The guy's already dead. Sam stops walking. I'm not doing it. Not getting the fireman. Not doing any of it. It's not going to be your stupid... I'm not going to be your stupid bounty hunter, period. The devil stares at Sam. It's unnerving and scary. But then he just starts laughing. You're hilarious. I'm not kidding. This is my decision. That only makes the devil laugh harder. Sure it is, Sam. Whatever you say. And then the devil is gone and Sam is... Stop. All right. Fantastic. I already have quite a few questions. First things I get off of this is that it is a comedy. It is a... I'm going to try to guess what network it's on. I guess a HBO or Showtime or something that is not afraid to have something that's a little bit more provocative, a little bit more. However, this also seems to fit into the tone of The Good Place or something like that is a little bit more mainstream. But they do get away with quite a few things. I mean, they're cursing all the time on the show. It's just that they're replacing those words with fork and sheet and ash and other stuff. So even though they are mainstream, the subject matter is pretty heavy. It's just that they've built some things into their world that allows them to get away with obsessive cursing. Okay, so this is something that my conspiracy theories are going to come in pretty handy. I want to look up Reaper, really. I'm going to try not to yet. First of all, I want to figure out who we're auditioning for. I'm assuming Sam is a series regular on this, and this audition is actually for the devil. Because it seems like, and I'm going to come back to finding proof for all of this, but it seems like Sam is the person that we are following. We're following, even right in here, Sam's utter confusion. Devil is holding a plate of chicken fried steak, but the emotional through line that the audience is following is off of Sam. And so that allows me to think that the devil is a guest star that is coming in and might be recurring, might pop up more often than just this once, or they might both be series regulars, quite honestly. But let's approach this from the point of view of the devil. Oh, and maybe we can take it from Sam's as well. All right, so there's a couple things we got going on here. One, this is page 30, which is pretty sure this is an episodic. It's written like an episodic, but page 30 is interesting because most episodics are going to come, the length of the script is going to be shorter. Even if it's an hour length, we're not looking at much more than 42, 43 pages. So 30 is kind of late in the episode to be introducing a new obstacle like this, unless we've already seen Sam, unless earlier in this episode we saw Sam, maybe this is a pilot, we saw Sam getting inducted into this community, or we saw Sam learning that he has certain power, or they, I guess, really. It doesn't, what pronouns? Yeah, he. Okay, so it is he. But he has learned, oh, and this is interesting too, the audition is for both Sam, or they're saying Sam and the devil. This is not a note from internal book from tape. This is, so maybe they're casting both, which again leads us back to the idea of this being a pilot. Then maybe they use these sides for both people. Okay. Before I go too much further, what I want to do is, I want to go through, I'm going to read some of this information that's been X'd out. So I just dropped the contract. I don't ask for personal motivations. Tends to be a deal killer. Sam looks depressed. The devil pats his shoulder. Kiddo, it's okay. I've seen how this all ends. Don't worry, God wins. You'll be doing humanity a favor by putting bad guys where they belong. That's interesting. Sam sighs. He's tired of fighting it. That's interesting. What do I have to do? And suddenly we're okay. This is where I'm just going through. Like I like to think of this as Sherlock Holmesing. Sherlock Holmes would go through and he would start to notice certain clues before his brain had even caught up to it. But there are certain things in here that are already starting to stick out. We had that. There was something in here for me here. Appreciate it's actually bad for me. I mean, this is, we are also, the audience is supposed to feel some sentimental, nostalgic, or like emotional connection to the devil. He's being humanitized here. He's no longer the devil. He's not just showing up and creating carnage and chaos. He's actually showing up and offering a different point of view that he says, yeah, my whole life, I'm a very misunderstood guy, right? Guy, even. To use that word guy to explain the devil is already allowing the whole audience to go, oh, he's kind of cute. He's kind of sweet. Scares people. When they're scared, they tend to seek out God or Buddha or Vishnu or whoever, which allows the audience to go, oh, poor devil. Everyone, now we're starting to think of the devil as just the bridesmaid and never the bride. We're starting to think of the devil as it's almost a romantic comedy in the way that we see him and go, oh, you'll get somebody eventually, buddy. Guys like this make me look bad. Okay, there's a lot of provocative stuff going on here, which is really funny. But again, could be similar to The Good Place. But this is also called Reaper, which is interesting. Another name for there's the Grim Reaper, which is the main thing I can think of right now. That is the bringer of death, the person who comes, or the entity who comes through and extracts people from the mortal realm and takes them into the next realm. So it could be that there's a whole team of people that we're going to be following here, and the devil is just one part of that team. Is it possible that Sam is the Reaper? Is it possible? Here's the first theory starting to pop out here. Is it possible that Sam, what do I have to do? Sam is being hired as the Reaper. Holy cow. I don't ask for personal motivations. Tends to be a deal killer. Kiddo, it's okay. I've seen how this all ends. Yeah, Sam is saying, I don't want to be a person to kill people. And the devil comes in and says, hey, this isn't about you. You're just doing the job that has to happen. And yes, it's God versus devil, but don't worry, God wins. You'll be doing humanity a favor by putting bad guys where they belong. Is Sam being hired by the devil to be the Reaper for his team? Or is Sam somehow being hired as the Grim Reaper? Did the Grim Reaper is it like a Santa Claus type situation where the Grim Reaper just fell off the roof and Sam put on the robes and now he's the new Grim Reaper? And the devil is what's his name from Santa Claus? Bernard, the Bernard who's explaining everything to him. That's kind of fun. Okay. Okay, wait. Yeah, see, there's all this other stuff up here too where he's chicken fried steak. The devil is just like, they are just going, the writer is just intentionally hitting us over the head that we're supposed to like the devil and we're supposed to connect with the devil and relate to the devil because he's just a normal guy. And Sam is going through all of this. Okay, no, there's another thing down here that struck my brain before we get too much further. When he was alive. Once you're dead. This was, first of all, the sentence starts with but, which is interesting. But once you're dead, your earthly appearance dies with you. So there was something down here. We already know that he's already dead. Where does it say? Oh, the guy's already dead. What is this obsession with murder? The guy's already dead. So we are in some sort of afterlife, or we're in some sort of limbo, or we're in some sort of fugue state in which it's either in another shared reality, or we are somehow within the fireman's. We could be within the fireman's reality, maybe between when his body has died to when he is accepted to either heaven or hell, based, going off of, we're talking about how the devil and God are opposing forces, that then it's thus alluding to heaven and hell. But it also alludes to Vishnu and all these other gods. The devil doesn't necessarily say. He does say that God wins. So he is admitting that God and the devil are at odds and are on competing teams. He is not saying, he doesn't necessarily say that Buddha or Vishnu or whomever, other gods, actually exist. He just says that when people are scared, they tend to seek them out. So it doesn't necessarily say that all of these entities are really existing in the same plane. He's just saying that humanity seeks out these different entities. So we don't know if Buddha or Vishnu or other godlike entities are actually alive. Let me just open this up a little bit bigger. We don't know if they're actually real or not. All we know is that God is real and that people also seek out Buddha or Vishnu or whoever. But that puts us back into this place of the fireman. We could be in the fireman's reality right now while he's in this limbo in between life and death. Maybe he's looking to be assigned. He doesn't know it, but his awareness that we've already said, where does it say? Look at this tool. Could he have chosen a more obvious human form? So the fireman had a choice. He chosen a more obvious human form. So he chose this muscular, half-naked, glistening fireman. But we don't know yet if that was a conscious choice, meaning he knew. Does the fireman know that he's in this state right now? Or is the fireman subconsciously choosing this human form and thinks that he's who he is? There's that whole theory of like, we're all living, this is a theory, not by me, and I don't believe it, but there's a theory out there that we all live in a matrix. There's no way for any one individual to prove that they are not in a dream state or in a matrix-esque state in which their reality is individual to only them. And if we removed ourselves from that if we pulled ourselves away from that, we would see all of these different realities in which each person is generating what they want to see, as opposed to living in a reality alongside other randomly chosen people. Huge dork. Okay, wait, he doesn't look like that. He does now. When he was alive, dash, huge dork, 90-pound weakling. That's interesting. There's that dash. Sorry, I know I'm jumping all around, but that dash, a dash usually is a symbol of he was going to say something else. He chooses not to. Is he hiding something? Did he change his mind? Was he taking a bite of his chicken fried steak in that moment and he's chewing? And when he was alive, huge dork, 90-pound weakling, right? Is that dash simply an interruption of the thought because of something that he's doing? Or is it an interruption of the thought because he was about to say something that he chooses not to say? Huge dork, 90-pound weakling, but once you're dead, your earthly parents dies with you. Okay, so he is dead. We still don't know if fireman knows that he's in heaven or hell. There it is, your first assignment. You want me to kill a fireman. I'm getting closer and closer to thinking that Sam is the Reaper. What is this obsession with murder? The guy's already dead. I'm not doing it. Not getting, again, Reaper, you're on assignments, you're going out to get people, you're collecting people. You have a checklist that you're going through and you have to get certain people. Not doing any of it. I'm not going to be your stupid bounty hunter, period. And again, you're, as in the devil is hiring him, or this is maybe Sam died, and this is Sam's eternal damnation, is that he has to serve as the or a Grim Reaper. We don't know if it's the Grim Reaper. We don't know if it's a Grim Reaper. There might be multiple Grim Reapers. But bounty hunter, as in the devil says, I need you to go get this person, and then Grim Reaper goes out and is on a continuous search of finding that person. Interesting. Okay. Devil stares at Sam. It's unnerving and scary, but then he just starts laughing. You're hilarious. I'm not kidding. This is my decision. Interesting. We've been having so many conversations or so many things so far about, like, is this conscious? Is it subconscious? Is it Sam's decision? Is it the devil's decision? Does the fireman know? But there is right here that is being alluded to that part of this story is... Part of the storyline is about free will. Part of the storyline is about a human being fighting to believe that they have free will, and another opposing force saying free will is an illusion of your imagination. And then the devil is gone. That's interesting. Okay, let's read through this. Okay, interior kitchen, night. So we've just cut, sure to Sam, whatever you say. And then, so we're not even we didn't even stay at wait, we were at the firehouse. We were somewhere. We were in a, so this is to Sam's utter confusion, and Sam is a little bit nauseated. So we can assume that the devil and Sam just kind of blipped into existence at the firehouse. So we don't know where they were before. They might have been in an office. They might have been overlooking Sam's dead body. They might have been, who knows? I just dropped the contract. I don't ask for personal motivations. Tends to be a deal killer. So there was, there is some reason to believe that we were in the devil's office, for lack of a better word. Plus, I mean, that just continues to humanize the devil, that he was sitting at his desk. He offers Sam a Perrier. His assistant comes in and says, your 1215 is running behind. And the devil says, thank you. They've got a contract. They signed it, all that other stuff. So anyway, it is written into the fabric of this that we blip into a different existence. And the devil does it very easily, but Sam has some sort of effect to his body as he moves interdimensionally instantaneously. So interior kitchen, night, sitting at the counter. It's dark out once more. Yeah. Okay. So it was dark before, and then it went to broad daylight, and then it became dark once more. So we know that where we were before was nighttime or very early morning. It was dark, which made it even more jarring when we blipped into broad daylight, that's why the writer put this here, broad daylight, making it very clear that this is not just moving over in location. This is a completely different reality. This is a completely different time. This is a completely different environment. Firehouse. Okay. Going back down. Sitting at the counter, it's dark out once more. Chicken fried steak is back in the pan, burned black as coal. Sam looks around. That might have been a little too easy. Sam was making chicken fried steak in his kitchen. He was in the process of making dinner. And now, because he lost track of time, his chicken fried steak is burned black. Sam looks around, no devil there. He's not even convinced. I'm getting even more convinced that Sam is the series regular. Devil probably is too. I think this is a pilot. episode, meaning the first episode of the series, Sam looks around. He's not convinced that what just happened actually happened. He knows that he lost track of time. Okay, interior, the Home Depot, sales floor, day. What in the world? Okay, so then, and this is not a hard cut, right? So this is we just got to linger on Sam a little bit, and then maybe there was some then we got to hear the music of the Home Depot coming in, and then it moves over to the Home Depot. Next morning, Sock, another character, is winding yards and yards of duct tape around his left hand. Sam approaches urgent. What the hell is going on here? Had a visitor last night. Nice. No, it's not nice. It bites my ass. This is very specific. Sock knows something about what's going on. This isn't Sam coming up and saying, the weirdest thing happened to me last night, or even finding a private place, or he is saying had a visitor. I don't know. This alludes to me. This starts to feel like Sock somehow knows. What I get from had a visitor last night, is that Sock, what if Sock knew? This is like a Jacob Marley type situation, but what if Sock knew that Sam was going to be visited by spirits? What if Sam knew? Or Sam. Not necessarily. I'm going down one path. Can we prove that it's not? That Sock doesn't know? And I think we can pretty easily. I had a visitor last night. Maybe Sam is recently single, and so he's getting back into the dating scene, and he and Sock have been talking about that. Maybe Sam... maybe Sam has been experimenting with psychedelic mushrooms because Sock introduced them to him. And so there are actually, I can't prove that Sock knows, not yet, I can't prove that Sock knows about this, not with this little information that I have, except for the yards and yards of duct tape around his left hand. Yards and yards of duct tape. Yards and yards. I wonder how many feet are in are in a roll of duct tape. Because I imagine that's multiple rolls of duct tape. Maybe not. No, maybe not. Maybe it's one roll. Because I could see that. Yeah, one roll might be like 30 feet of duct tape, which would be 10 yards. So that would be yards and yards. But still, once you wound that all the way around, you would have like a cotton candy sized fist of duct tape. Is he a stoner? Is he covering an injury? Is he planning to punch something? I don't know if we have an answer to that yet. So let's go back to the beginning. So we've got a theory here. What if Sam is being commissioned by the devil to be the new Grim Reaper? And the interesting thing is, Sam currently appears to be alive. What if he's not? Is there a way to prove that Sam is not alive? That Sam is in his own reality, his own hell, and the devil is coming in and disturbing his reality, making him feel briefly dizzy, pulling him all that around. Okay, where are we? Seat of all that is good and pretty in suburbia. This is interesting. Now that we're back to realizing the devil is on a recruiting mission, now that we know that Sam is hold on, let me think about this just for a second. Okay, yeah, we're meant to start right here. I looked over this the first time through because it just seemed like I didn't have the information yet, but now I do. So there's your fugitive. bounty hunter. Devil is telling Sam, go get him, sick him. This guy, shirtless, muscled, tanned, and incredibly gorgeous, washing a fire truck, it's like a calendar spread, broke out of hell after doing 50 years. Want to guess why he was damned? Okay, guess what? Here we go. We're starting to get somewhere. I think we can start to prove, I think we can go through this and start to prove that Sam is not dead. Sam is in how I currently understand reality, which is, that we're all alive. Broke out of hell after doing 50 years. So where did he break out of hell to? Back to the living. How did he break out of hell? We don't know yet, but we do know that he chose a disguise that would make it difficult to be found, or if nothing else, that allowed him to live his best life until he got caught. I'm curious if 50 years is a long time to the devil or not. I don't think so. 50 years for a person who is eternal, who mentions Buddha and Vishnu and all that other stuff, probably knowing them as people. 50 years is not that long. So it's not like the devil necessarily has a, there he is, oh, we finally found him. The devil probably has a, yeah, okay, so here's the next guy on my list. He's been gone for 50 years, so we got to get him back. Interesting. And that's one thing to consider here, is that, we are humanizing the devil, eating the chicken fried steak, talking about contracts, talking about just his language, the way that he interacts with Sam, the way his effortlessness, his effortless nature within Earth allows us to instantly say, oh yeah, he's just a cool dude. But look, there's your fugitive, 10 miles away from your house, and broke out of hell. So this is the devil showing up to Sam's place and saying, you work for me now. Wait. I just drew up the contract. I didn't ask for personal motivations. Tends to be a deal killer. I just draw up the contract. Is Sam... It's a contract. It's a contract. The devil is not manipulating Sam and saying, you have to do this because you're dead. I own you. This is me torturing you. There's a quid pro quo. I don't tend to ask for personal motivations. I don't care why you want to work for me. I don't care why you need my help. Sam came to the devil. Sam is selling his soul to the devil. That's why there's a contract. A contract alludes to the idea that two people are coming into terms with something, and that there is a payment process. There is a fairness to this. If I do this, then you will provide this. And so if the devil provides something for Sam, then Sam has to provide something for the devil. Tends to be a deal killer. Sam looks depressed. He's starting to second guess this. So we don't quite know. If we had some more information, we'd get a little bit more information off of this as to why he's depressed. He's working at the Home Depot. We know that he's working at Home Depot. Is he a struggling artist? Is he seeking eternal wealth? Is he seeking the opportunity to be rich and famous? Is he seeking out love, or what are those larger, visceral human things that we crave, that a person might agree to sell their soul to the devil in exchange for what it is that they need? And the devil shows up and says, look, hey, stop. And Sam's trying to be like, okay, I really need this because, as you may or may not know this, but I've never really known my parents, and my brother has been estranged from me, so I need some community. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And the devil goes, whoa, hey, whoop! I just dropped the contract. I don't ask for personal motivations. Tends to be a deal killer. Look, And Sam looks depressed. He's starting to doubt himself. Devil pats his shoulder. Kiddo, he's taking on a father figure. He's done this so many times before. This ain't his first rodeo. He signs contracts for folks all the time. He's got minions all over the place. Kiddo, it's okay. I've seen how this all ends. Aha, ha, God wins. So this is starting to add some things in here where he's not justifying it for Sam to say, you can be the Reaper. He's justifying it for Sam to be like, you're not a bad guy by selling your soul to the devil. You need some help. And don't worry, God wins. You are still doing good things. Because here's what, at least what we know so far, is that the devil's not saying go out and kill people. The devil's saying go out and capture and kill my demons that have escaped from hell. So, morally, the devil is saying, dude, everything's fine. You're still probably, maybe, slightly, kinda gonna have a chance to get into heaven. Doing this is just because you have sold my soul to the devil on my resume doesn't necessarily mean that God is going to forget about you. Okay. Kiddo, it's okay. I've seen how this all ends. I've seen it a million times. I do this all the time. I'm eternal. I do this 1,000 times a day. Hell, I'm talking to 3 other people at the same time right now, right? Don't worry, God wins. You'll be doing humanity. That's a big thing. The devil is not taking up a war against humanity. The devil is taking up a war, not even a war. The devil is cleaning up the loose ends, the people who snuck. So you're doing humanity a favor. You're actually getting rid of all of the terrible people that are out there on the streets, and you're bringing them back to hell. You're doing humanity a favor by putting bad guys where they belong. There we go. And yes, putting bad guys where they belong, in hell. He's tired of fighting it. What do I have to do? This is interesting too. He's tired of fighting it. One way to interpret that right now is he's tired of fighting this moral high ground, knowing whether or not he's doing the right thing, tired of fighting it with the devil. Or he's tired of fighting this much larger obstacle that he's had going on for years, the obstacle that has led him to this point where he even imagined selling his soul to the devil. He's tired of that. Okay, all he knows is that he can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore. So if this is the only way I can get away from that, what do I have to do? That's so much better. So much stronger, so much more ingrained in the DNA. He's not fighting what the devil is saying. He's fighting his own human struggles. And if he can start to let go of those by working with the devil, then he's going to do it. Okay. Utter confusion. Daytime. So he was just in his kitchen. He was just cooking some steak, chicken fried steak. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So first time I interpreted this or read this, I interpreted his plate was the devil holding the devil's plate of chicken fried steak. It's not. It's the devil holding Sam's plate of chicken fried steak. Sam is briefly dizzy, partially because of the space-time continuum changing on a dime, partially because he's hungry. He hasn't had a chance to eat yet, poor Sam. Oh my God. So he's adjusting to the light. He's adjusting to, we don't know where. Oh no, he doesn't know where he is yet. What if Sam lives in... Oh, no. Never mind. We know that Sam lives 10 miles away. I was going to say, Sam might be getting used to barometric pressure. What if Sam lives in Colorado, and now all of a sudden he's in California, and his sinuses and his ears are freaking out because he just changed altitude like that, right? But that's not what's going on. It was just he got swirled up into a little atom, and then pooped back out as a full-size Sam. Where are we? Seat of all that is good and pretty and super. This is interesting, okay? When we're talking about the devil, we don't think of good and pretty. And this is the epicenter seat, the seat of all, the epicenter, the ground zero, the center of all that is good and pretty in suburbia. So, environmentally, greenery, trees. We're in a perfect part of suburbia. Escondido, about 10 miles away from your house. So a couple things going on there. There might be a joke. There might be a joke there. I'm not going to, you know what? I'm going to make a rule for myself. I'm not going to get onto Google for this. I'm going to see how much of this I can prove without getting onto Google. But there might be a joke here where Escondido might just be a shit show. And I don't know. It might be an ironic thing where he's saying, it's perfect here. And then you pan out and it's just cars on fire and alarms going off and people yelling, or if it's not ironic, then Escondido really is this like picturesque little community. But here we are in a place where you would never expect to see a demon, 10 miles away from your house. Thus, Sam goes, oh, there are demons all around me. I didn't know that. I might have run into a demon yesterday while I was doing my grocery shopping, So here we are in Escondido, 10 miles away from your house. There's your fugitive. So now from Sam's point of view, so from looking from Sam's eyes, shirtless, muscled, tanned, incredibly gorgeous fireman washing a fire truck. It's like a calendar spread. So we can, I guess, tanned, we can probably, going off of that, we can probably assume that the person was not originally extremely dark-skinned. They're probably lighter skinned. They're probably white or Latinx or Middle Eastern. If they're African American, I doubt that they would have included tanned in here. This is me speaking as a, I'm a white dude talking about skin tone. So take it all with a grain of salt. And I'm sure there are better ways to have this conversation. But just talking about allowing the mind's eye to keep going, I think that tanned does push us a little bit further over to the side that this person was originally lighter skinned, and through the process of standing in the sun, they have gotten darker skinned. Incredibly gorgeous, washing a fire truck. It's like a calendar spread. This is a very funny show. Devil is still there, smacking his gums, eating the fried chicken, licking his fingers. Very casual. He does this 1,000 times a day. Broke out of hell after doing 50 years. Want to guess why he was damned? Ooh, this is a little bit. So this is going to turn into a little bit of a game here. Again, he could say, you want to guess why he was damned? Or this is a buddy with Sam. This is a moment to humanize the devil even more. Hey, you want to guess why I was damned? What do you think? What do you think? No, you got it. Just go guess. What do you think? Why do you think? Yeah. And which allows Sam to, a lot of times in comedy, we've got this juxtaposition. We've got that these two people are just opposing forces. Oh, you know who I just thought of? This is my multipleth reference to The Good Place. But Maya Rudolph playing the judge in The Good Place, where she is the most powerful and all-knowing person in the entire universe. And yet she just makes fun of everything. She doesn't take herself seriously, and everything is just a big old joke. And that juxtaposition is funny. That contrast, that opposition, that opposite is funny. So the devil, you want to guess why he's damned? And which allows Sam to be the straight man and go, no, Sam is still reeling from Sam is still reeling from, what's it called? The nausea and the, what did it say? Confusion. What did it say? What was the word up here? It's the C word. Oh, dizzy. That's not, confusion. That's what I was looking for. But he's still dizzy. He might be trying to keep what was left of his appetizer down. He gets to play the straight man, for lack of a better word. Not really. Get this. Arson! And which is allowing, now we get to put it all together. He's a firefighter. But the reason why he went to hell is because he burned everything. He burned houses. He burned buildings. He was a big old pyro. Hello, ironic. I keep wanting this to be hella ironic, which would kind of make this guy even more like of a Northeastern, like wicked Boston, New York, a little bit more of a guy's guy. But hello ironic allows it to be a little bit more playful, and that Maya, hello ironic. A little bit more of the playful making fun of everything around him. So he's a good guy now. Oh, this is interesting. Why he was damned. He's a good guy now. He didn't we say, yeah, broke out of hell after doing 50 years. So he's a good guy now. So now Sam is going completely off of the idea that, wait, so he's working at a firehouse. He's a good guy now? Like, is that, did he break out because he wanted to make amends? Did he break out, like, is how do the rules of heaven and hell apply? Can you, I guess, to Sam's logic, if we were, at least in like American society, if a person goes to prison and they quote unquote prove themselves to be a better person, then they get a lesser sentence, or they get a shortened jail time, or they get other things. So one of the first things that Sam jumps to now is, so he broke out, but now he's doing good things. So we're not necessarily chasing him, or we might be keeping an eye on him, but he's not who he was. He's not still an arsonist. But Devil says, no, actually even worse than before. He's still an arsonist, but now he can see the results of his work up close. Holy crap. So he lights the fires, and then he gets to go with his buddies to go put it out and act like the hero. And he gets to see other people's reactions to it. And he gets to see the destruction and the damage. And meanwhile, he's the last person that anyone suspects, because he's the perfectly embodied fireman. Yeah, and look, it's pretty ingenious. Yeah, look what we just said. Like, the Devil's like, that's like, if I had to do it, that's what I would do, right? I would be what would the Devil be? The Devil would be a therapist, where the Devil can still show up and be the good person, be the person who is leading these people through their lives, but he is actually torturing them and destroying them and just ripping them apart without them realizing it. And so he gets to see the results of his work up close. Okay, interesting. So then this is, why do you want to take him back to hell? If he's being evil, wait. Oh, interesting. Look at this. Sam says, wait, okay, Devil, hold up. He's doing your work. He's being evil here on earth. Huh? That's a good thing. Why do you want to take him back to hell? Like, let him continue to spread chaos and stuff up here. Like, isn't that what the Devil would want? Isn't there an army against Devil and God and good and bad and light and dark? Like, don't you need a really brilliant, ingenious demon on the battlefronts who can be torturing humankind? Right? Fair point. And this is where we get back to some of that stuff that we started with, which is the Devil said, actually, no, hold on. And this is, hold on, look at this. So the Devil has lots of exposition. The Devil's doing lots of explaining stuff. The Devil is talking about other things a lot. But this is one of the first moments where we get this little mini monologue. We actually get to lift the veil behind who the Devil is, which we see that in a lot of shows. We see it in a lot of projects. And oftentimes, especially in a comedy, it allows us to get slightly more introspective. Especially the whole world that we've been living in so far between Sam and the Devil is extremely heightened, extremely comedic, and talking about devils and perfect abs and blipping between existences and things like that. And so every once in a while, and you see it in a lot of different programs, that energy will just, deflate, sink in just a little bit more. It gives the audience an opportunity to go, oh, I'm learning something right now. Before, I just got to sit back and laugh. It was all heightened. There was a lot of stuff going on. And now I get to lean in and I get to learn a little bit more about this person. And then it's still going to ramp back up. And it frees up the actor to not have to go, because that's too drastic. If we're up here and then we go, and then it could potentially hinder the momentum. But if we're up here and then we just allow for this, It's just a slightly more private moment where we're getting slightly more introspective. And then after this, it's going to lift back up. So the devil said, yeah, the truth is, I'm a very misunderstood guy. Okay, I don't advocate these huge showy evil acts. People blowing up buildings or killing 25 prostitutes. While I can appreciate the sentiment, it's actually bad for me. It scares people, and when they're scared, they tend to seek out God or Buddha or Vishnu or whoever. My job is to get people to embrace me. Guys like that make me look bad. And look at the next thing that just happens. The camera cuts over to this beautiful 6'3", perfectly chiseled embodiment of a male specimen taking a hose and shooting himself with water and going, ha. And then that's when the audience gets their release. That's when it goes back up to this heightened, really stupid, nonsensical place. And so the devil had a chance just to sit back and be honest for a moment. And then the writing pulls the audience back out of it, back to this heightened place. Yeah, good. And now we're laughing again. Look at this tool. Could he have chosen a more obvious human form? He doesn't look like that. So Sam is still learning. He's still got all these human questions. Wait, he doesn't look like that? No, he does now. When he was alive, huge dork, 90-pound weakling. Look at that. He's probably what? If he's 6'3" and jacked, he could be 220. I don't know. I'm not 6'3". I would guess 220, 230, right? Like big. And now he was 90. He was this little, didn't fit in to any of the communities that he wanted to fit into. And so, of course, he turned to arson. He turned to things that he had control over. And then when he died, on top of, he still had that hunger for that. But then when he died and he had the opportunity to turn himself into an Adonis as well, of course he would do that because now he gets noticed. He doesn't look like, well, he does now, but when he was alive, huge dork, 90-pound weakling. 90-pound weakling. But once you're dead, your earthly parents dies with you. Fireman goes inside and the devil and Sam walk. There it is, your first assignment. You want me to kill a fireman? Okay. Huge dork, 90-pound weakling. I'm still intrigued by why the sentence starts with a but. Here's the thing. Once we, in writing, and this isn't always the case, but in a lot of writing, there is when we find that but, or that and, or that or, we usually have an opportunity to have a pretty big shift there, because that's in simple terms, that's the character saying, this is true, and this is also true, and that's the way we're going to go. Right? They're arguing themselves. And so it could just be that. He doesn't, when he was alive, huge dork, 90-pound weakling. But what are you going to do? Humans do whatever they want to do, blah, 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 blah. Once you're dead, the earthly parents dies with you, right? And it's just kind of this big old moment. I don't know. I'd have to spend a little bit more time on that one. And usually, for me, once there is a moment, once there's a thing there that is confusing, that means there's a clue there that I don't understand. Once you're dead, your earthly appearance dies with you. Once you're dead, your earthly appearance dies with you. That might come up later. That we might, I mean, if this person changed their weight and their height and the other stuff, who's to say that another person couldn't change every literal, like their entire DNA to become a completely different person? And so we might find that later, that the devil's throwing out ideas, or gives Sam an assignment and says, go find this person. I don't know, they got off my radar. And then Sam has nothing to go off of because this person doesn't match their physical self that they did when they were alive. And so the only thing he might have to go off of is a name, at which point he now has to start scouring every obituary he can possibly find, because any one of those people sharing that name could be this demon that he's supposed to find. Because once you die, you can take on a completely different appearance. Once you're dead, your earthly appearance dies with you. Yeah, that seems like I don't think I'm supposed to understand that yet. I think that's going to pop up in the next episode or in several episodes where the writer is weaving that into the fabric of the world right now, allowing for obstacles to weave around, to be birthed from that in the future. Because that's kind of a big, that's a big bomb to drop on us right now if it doesn't directly affect how we're going to tackle the firemen, and it doesn't. Okay. Anyway, fireman goes inside. There it is, your first assignment. You want me to kill a fireman. What is this obsession with murder? That's interesting. So this is, somebody has said, either I've said something about murder in the scene before this, or Devil was just talking to someone about murder. We've heard it previously in this episode. There was something about murder. And so this isn't the first time that murder's been brought up. This is why do we keep talking about murder? The guy's already dead. Just go grab him and bring him back to hell for me. Sam stops walking. I'm not doing it. Not getting the fireman, not doing any of it. I'm not going to be your stupid bounty hunter, period. So here we are. The contract is potentially at breach here, which is very interesting. Devil just stares at Sam. It's unnerving and scary, but then he starts laughing. You're hilarious. I'm not kidding. This is my decision. Sure it is, Sam, whatever you say. Okay. So there's room there for the Devil to believe. Yeah, we already signed the contract. This is Ursula in The Little Mermaid, right? No, there's only one way to get out of this, and that's if you bring me 600 gold doubloon from this specific shipwreck in the middle of the ocean. That's the only way you can possibly get out of this contract. Otherwise, you're with me for eternity. And I will, in return, I will give you this thing that you've been craving, you know? Yeah. And that's also the first time that we see the Devil taking on the persona of, quote unquote, the Devil. Up until then, it's been specifically, he's just a normal guy. He's just licking his fingers and he's just hanging out. He's probably leaning back against a car and he's got some cool shades on or whatever. He loves moving around in the mortal sphere. But in this version, or in this moment, we get to see just how dangerous this is. Possibly for both of them? Oh, it's definitely dangerous. What does the Devil have to lose there? Does he have anything to lose? He might. He has to. Otherwise, he'd say, you don't want to do this? Okay, fine. You're not going to get your thing. And he rips up the contract. So what is it that the Devil could lose? We know what Sam could lose. Sam could lose the bonus of being able to have all that. But what would the Devil lose? The Devil, what if the Devil is not the final boss? What if the Devil has a boss and the Devil has to hit a certain, like, put the Devil in the place of a car salesman here for a sec, and the car salesman has to hit a certain quota each month in order to get their bonus. And what if the Devil has to maintain a certain amount of contracts or hit a certain quota each millennia in order to get his bonus? And if he doesn't get it, then he gets tortured, or he loses certain powers, or he has to do certain things. So there is something there, especially if, I think, I'm getting back to the idea that this is a pilot. The Devil and Sam are both series regulars, or at least the Devil is a strong recurring. But I'm pretty sure the Devil and Sam are going to be series regulars. And that Sam, and you know, eventually maybe the Devil, we're gonna continue to see even more humanity coming out of the Devil. that in years, or at least at the end of this first season, he's going to start to understand what it means to be human, and he's going to start to offer some adjustments. Sure it is, Sam. Whatever you say. And then the devil is gone, and Sam is back in his kitchen. Sock is winding yards and yards of duct tape around his left hand. Sam approaches urgent. Had a visitor last night. Nice. No, it's not nice. It bites my ass. That's very specific language. I'll have to come back to that at some other time. I just spent an hour on this, and I thought that was quite exciting. So this is not how I normally tackle scripts. This is the process that I do. I just do it all in my head, and it's while I'm up on my feet and while I'm up and exploring. But I think we're off to a really good start to prove. I don't think there's anything that I just said that couldn't be disproven, even if it's not exactly right, even if there's stuff that we missed, even if there's more to find once I get up on my feet. I think it's going to continue evolving rather than finding that I broke something. The next place I'd want to continue exploring is this whole conversation about Sock and figuring out exactly why did Sam approach the devil? Or could I approve that the devil approached Sam? Oh, God, too many conspiracy theories. But what if Sam is the son of the devil? Nah, that doesn't really fit into contract. But the devil could still know. Oh, hold on. The devil, this could be what the devil has to lose. What if Sam is his son and Sam doesn't know it? And the devil, if Sam doesn't do it, is eventually going to need a replacement. He needs an heir. And this is how he's going to get it. Which would also harken back to, we don't have to know what this means now, but once you're dead, your earthly appearance dies with you. What if Sam's dad died years ago and he doesn't recognize him because he looks different now than he did when he was his dad? I'm a very misunderstood guy. He's showing up just wanting to bond with Sam. Ooh, that's fun. And look at that. Look how much more dangerous that makes it for the devil. Cool. All right, I'm going to pause it right there. That was fun. That was cool. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for going down this path. Let me know what you think about this. Put it up in the comments. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you have any thoughts or observations or anything to continue going with this. How do you interpret some of this stuff? And that's it. I'm going to go. Have a good day. This is Jordan, out.